Palaszczuk, Matt Michaels here with you on ESPN 100.5 and 103.1 KTGR. Missouri improves to 6-6 in SEC play with a 75-70 win over the Tennessee Volunteers. Encouraged, Matt Michaels?
Well, yeah, definitely encouraged, but I wouldn't say that they're necessarily around the corner yet. I know you asked people on KTGR's Facebook page if the Tigers were over the hump. You seem to think so. I'm just saying, let's see another game like they played against Tennessee, all right? Let's see the big guys contribute. Let's see J3 pour in another 10 points. Let's see Jones and Post being offensive threats and not offensive liabilities. Let's see the Tigers find a way through 4 guys with 4 fouls and not having a single one of them foul out. If we see that again, then yes, absolutely, they've turned the corner. But until then, I just want to see the results replicated. That's all.
You are a show-me person, but it wasn't enough. Apparently,
no, it was enough to be encouraged.
You are a show me person, but you don't necessarily believe in the show me. You have to have more than just the one.
It's enough to be encouraged. I didn't say it wasn't encouraging. I didn't say it wasn't a good game.
They played about as well as they could have against a team that they needed to play that well against. They played basically to the top that they've played as far as their front line goes against one of the top 3 front lines that they played basically the entire year and the best front line that they'll see the rest of the way. I think that Missouri has turned the corner, and I think if a win happens on Wednesday night against Vanderbilt, then you can certainly say that they are at least on the road to getting themselves solidly in the tournament. They're on the right side of the ball right now. The win against Tennessee really helped things, and the rest of the slate, 6 games left, they're all winnable.
Well, of course all of them are winnable. I didn't think that there were too many games this season that the Tigers were going in outside of that Florida game, and you said, oh, the Tigers can definitely just write this off. Write this off. And the Florida game, they turned into a winnable game. I think that there are good things to be said after a game like this, but I don't want to jump to conclusions quite yet with it because we've seen how this Missouri team has played occasionally down to the level of its competition and occasionally higher to the level of its competition. I mean, why are they only beating Arkansas by a handful of points? Why did they need to be in that situation late against Arkansas? Yeah, they won the game, and it was a good game to win, but you didn't need to be in that situation. You could have run away with the game against Tennessee, but the Tigers did not run away with that game against Tennessee. In fact, they let them back in the game. There are positives about what happened, but I think you're reading me wrong. That I can't say that they've turned the corner quite yet, until they show the ability to replicate that new way to win, which is getting contributions from the big guys off the bench.
When you get into February, it's not about winning nice anymore. It's not about style points anymore. It's about compiling wins. And the way the tournament committee, one of the things that is always a constant, despite strength of schedule, despite, quality wins, top 50 RPI wins, the one thing that is a quality that they look at every single year is how you finish. And if Missouri can go, say, 8-2 in their last 10, then they will have a very constructive resume and a competitive one to not only get themselves in the tournament, but have a favorable matchup.
But they'll still be sweating bullets.
Well, they will be. But here's the thing. They're not going to play a team that's worse than Tennessee. And for all these people who say that, Missouri
they're
plays
not going to play a team that's better than Tennessee.
No, I'm saying that's worse. I'm saying in the tournament, they won't play a team that's worse than Tennessee. People who say that they don't necessarily play, they play up to their competition. Well, if they play up to their competition, then they should be great in the tournament if they end up getting there.
Well, they can play up to their competition and still lose. We've seen that. They played up to Florida for a half and they lost. They played up to Kentucky a whole game and lost. That doesn't mean that they're going to be golden in the tournament. You need to win tournament games ugly sometimes. I mean, Colorado State ran them ragged a year ago because they had strength inside. They got beaten by one of the hottest games I've ever seen from a team in the first round of the tournament the year before that. A team where they could have gone all the way to the Final Four. I really thought that team 2 years ago was a team that was built for something like that. And now they have a team that needs to show me that they can go inside and win games like that multiple times. It's the first time all year we've seen the Bigs essentially win a game for Missouri or be a huge contributing factor. Let's see it again. That's all I'm saying.
My BFIB partner recognizes the fact that the Tigers play Vanderbilt, a team that they ended up losing to in Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville earlier this season. Defending the three-point line will be paramount this time because they did not do so the first time.
Well, they better. I mean, they gave up 12 three-pointers the last time, and they lost the game by that many points. So if you don't defend the three-point line, you'll lose to Kevin Stallings' club. They still shoot a lot of them. They had a skin-of-their-teeth win. I mean, there's no business Texas A&M had losing this game over the weekend, which Vandy ended up pulling out by a possession or two at home. They had to have that win just in terms of trying to keep themselves out of the Thursday bucket the early games bucket at the SEC tournament in Atlanta. But Vandy's still not a very good team, and you should be able to beat them, I would hope, by double digits. But a win is a win, like you said, but let's see the style of win. That's all I'm saying. Style points still do matter a little bit.
Tigers and Commodores on Wednesday night at Mizzou Arena. I'm laughing at you because I think you're ridiculous. Tigers and Commodores will play 6:30 pregame on 103.1 and 96.7 KCMQ. For my salmon-induced partner, Matt Michaels.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm Will Palaszczuk on the Zimmer Sports Network.